The Liberal Party convention's a wrap. What did we learn from this convention? If you are a freedom fighter, if you believe in freedom, this convention was not for you. Our economy is finished. The brightest of the absolute brightest see this convention are heading out the door. And what is the Liberal solution to this? You're not allowed to leave. Do you want to leave this country and you're a Canadian youth with the brightest mind and able to get through all of the educational requirements? Yeah, if you want to leave this country, you're going to have to pay $500,000 to do so. The biggest news in Canadian history has just surfaced. Thankfully to the new floor crosser, which is spilling the beans, doing something that is called illegal.
The Liberals are in for 4 long years. Death is not ready for you.
A few years later,
my name is Marilyn Gladu, and I'm running to be the federal leader of the Conservative Party and the next Prime Minister of Canada.
If you are not a Liberal supporter or fan, you will not get any money from this government unless you decide to cross the floor. Then your riding will start getting a bunch of money. Let's get into this report. We're going to start things off with the big news. The biggest news that came from this conference. The Liberals have been in power for over a decade. They doubled our national deficit, which caused inflation to get out of control. And then they unloaded millions of immigrants into this country, which bid up all of the real estate prices, and they weakened our economy. Now their answer is to trap Canadian youth in this country. You can't leave unless you pay $500,000 to do so. The Liberal parties brought this guy named Patrick Paquette, a former senior executive at Google, who doesn't even live in Canada. The guy lives in Europe. He was Canadian, paid $30 to leave the country to get high-paying executive tech jobs, then flies and lives comfortably in Europe and comes to the Liberal convention to tell our Canadian youth, you're not allowed to leave unless you pay money. So instead of creating economic opportunity here in Canada, making it a prosperous country so everybody wants to stay, their solution is to imprison our youth. It is unbelievable, these Liberals. They're absolutely nuts.
And on the other side of it, let me give a bit of a sober on the protect side. So let me give you a few facts. In Canada, the minute you have your degree, if it's a professional degree, right? There's something in the Canada kind of free trade agreement. I got the wrong acronym, but you get it. It's called the TN program. So Microsoft, I finished from University of Waterloo with my computer degree. Microsoft phones me, offers me a job, 300 grand a year, right? All I have to do is show up at the border, apply for a TN visa, right? And I get this 3-year, like no questions asked, it costs $30. And now I move to Microsoft. We as Canadians have subsidized my education to the tune of, you pick the number, $500,000, right? 500,000, and if it's a graduate student, go up, right? 30,000 TN go to the US every year. You want to save yourself $5 to $10 billion? Shut the TN program. And then keep them in, or make them pay their $500,000 so that if they leave, I'm okay with that. You want to go to the US? Give me back my money. Like my dad, my mom, you all work every day to offer them their education. So we need both sides. We need to fight on one side to make sure that we bring the very best talent of the world because they all want to come here now. It's absolutely wonderful. But you can't have the sieve on the other side. You can't let $5 billion or $10 billion a year of your hard-earned cash so that Microsoft can get smarter.
If the Canadian youth were not leaving, which they were, but now that they've seen this, they're going to be panic leaving because they want to leave before they can't, or they have to pay that $500,000 fee. With our Canadian youth now panicking to leave this country, he says this.
Fight on one side to make sure that we bring the very best talent of the world because they all want to come here now. It's absolutely wonderful.
No, they won't come here. No, they won't come here, and it's not wonderful. It's not wonderful. If you come here, you can no longer leave. You're stuck here forever.
But you can't have the civ on the other side. You can't let 5 billion or 10 billion a year of your hard-earned cash so that Microsoft can get smarter.
Yeah, you know, maybe if we just created a prosperous country, the Liberals just got out of the way and allowed us to flourish. There's so much red tape and taxes, and it's just, they squander everything. So no wonder everybody is hitting the exit button. Do you blame them? What do you think about this genius idea? And the other part of the convention was Mark Carney's wife. I don't know if you saw this, but she said that everybody at the universities are studying the now famous Davos speech. You're telling me at our universities they're studying the speech? I don't know if I believe this. Do you? Let's check this out.
I have been told of university students already being required to read my husband's now quite famous Davos speech.
Unbelievable. Is that the truth? Or is that what they're teaching our students? There's so many other things that they could be studying. They're studying Mark Carney's Davos speech. I have to say, if they are studying the speech and he doesn't pan out and do all of these wonderful things, make everybody in this country rich, well, we're not going to be rich, that's for sure. Make Canada a strong, prosperous country. If he doesn't get any of that, they're going to be studying that speech for sure for years to come.
Of intergenerational dinner table conversations being sparked by its contents, of new possibilities opening up in its wake, of Canada being the nation that is helping to define and shape a new world order.
Holy crap. I mean, everybody thought this New World Order thing was fake, but now we see it front and center in everything. And who are we doing these new deals with? Is it China? Is it India? What else? I swear, like, that's what it is, because he went to China with his New World Order. We have yet to see what Mark Carney signed with China. We're soon to have 49,000 Chinese EVs coming in. We still don't know what he signed when it comes to police and intel sharing. I look forward to reading that one. And it wouldn't be a Liberal convention if it weren't for, I don't even know what this is, but this is actually how they ended their convention, with this. Imagine the Conservatives had their final act as this. Okay, well, all I have to say is, you know what? There's a place for this. And hey, good for her. Nothing wrong with this profession. But the Liberals convention ended with this? Like, you can't make any of this stuff up, Canada. You're going to like this one. So inside the convention, you know, the Liberal Party used to represent the party of the working people. You know, we want to help out those workers. The party has completely left the workers behind. They represent the global elites, the people that have all the money. Everybody else, they got a couple food stamps for you. Walk along, you peasants. Check this out.
Are there union members here?
Audience? Well, one lone voice, but you are our partners. Yes, thank you very much to the strong union movement in Canada, because the union movement is our secret sauce to success in terms of all of the work that Gregor is doing to build Canada strong.
How embarrassing is that? There's one union member at the Liberal convention, just one. And she says it's the secret sauce. They are so out of touch with reality. Justin Trudeau straight up destroyed the Liberal Party. It was so bad he had to just walk off prorogue, run away. He actually featured in a video that they played for everybody at the convention. A lawsuit just gets filed against the Toronto Star. And inside, I mean, you got to check out that story. I can't even say it on here. Some serious allegations. And yeah, you would think that the party would distance themselves from this Justin Trudeau character. But nope. They featured him in one of their videos. I'm not going to bore you with this whole video. We're just going to see a short clip.
Cette fois-ci, mais j'ai hâte de voir tout ce que vous allez accomplir ensemble. Not only is this one of the biggest gatherings ever in the history of the Liberal Party.
That's enough of him. We don't need to see him. I just wanted to let you know they played an over 2-minute long video of him saying, I love the Liberal Party. It's a promotional video with Justin Trudeau. Unbelievable. And it wouldn't be a convention without our favorite people standing outside waving their flags. By the way, I was at the Conservative conference and there was none of this. Why is it that wherever the Liberals go, they attract this? I don't get it. Don't worry. It's a short clip under 1 minute. Let's see Marilyn Gladu say her speech to the Liberals.
For Marilyn Gladu.
Unbelievable.
Bonsoir, Montreal.
Hi, good evening, Montreal.
It's a critical moment for Canada. We have challenges, but we have opportunities to build a stronger country than anyone can take away from us. I've watched the Prime Minister and all the things he's doing since he's been elected, the things he's driving forward, fast-tracking, building, nation-building projects, diversifying our trade, strengthening our defense, combating crime.
They started playing music over her speech. I have to say, for somebody that was like the most conservative of conservatives, she's speaking exactly the same as all the liberal cult, the talking points, building a stronger, moving at unimaginable speeds, building this economy. I have not seen one project of national anthem. Pipelines? We have 0 pipelines under construction. We might never see a pipeline with these liberals. And trade, making trade deals around the world. What trade deal exactly do we have that's concrete, except for accepting 49,000 Chinese EVs to sell $5 billion worth of canola? We trade $1 trillion with the United States. $5 billion is like 5 pennies. Let's just finish this clip.
And building more homes. These are the priorities that meet this moment for.
By the way, home building's down 16%. They haven't built anything.
Our country.
And unfortunately, I have to give the absolute worst speech at the conference to floor crosser Chris D'Entremont.
So I'm pleased to be here with you in Montreal today. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Chris D'Entremont, Member of Parliament for Acadianapolis. I've been trying a couple of different lines as I've been speaking to folks in the foyer and as we've been going to different events today. So I don't know whether to introduce myself as a recovering conservative.
What? How could you even say something like that? All of those friends, your constituents, how do your constituents feel about what you just said? A recovering conservative, as if conservative is like a recovering D-addict? I don't think so. That is so disrespectful. But I'll let him continue.
Or just that I was a liberal and I didn't know it. So,
you know what? I don't know what's worse. Somebody that didn't know that you were liberal? Are you kidding me right now? I don't just feel like I'm liberal. I'm conservative. And that's definitive.
Oh, you guys tell me, give me some feedback later of what that should be.
I'm sorry, Canada, but this guy is completely disgusting. I have a short clip from Max Jeunesse. He did a fantastic job at covering the conference. Go ahead and follow him on his YouTube and X account. I'll leave a link in the description. Check out his question. Why are you a liberal? Check out this guy's answer.
Why are you a liberal?
Why am I a liberal?
Yeah.
Because the party takes a positive view on where we should head for the future.
Why? What makes it positive?
It's about looking forward and how we can build things as opposed to just trying to tear people down all the time.
What do you think Canada's biggest issue right now is?
That's a big question. I think
That's a big question.
That's a big question. I think misinformation is actually one of the big issues these days. And there's a lot of misinformation getting spewed all over the world. And I think that we need to sort of take a stand against that. I think it's a great place to live here. And there are a lot of people who are saying it's not a great place to live. And I mean, that's nonsense. And so we have to work against that.
Oh my goodness. There is a lot more clips. Go ahead and watch all of the clips that Max Jeunesse did at the conference. But that is just the liberal mind. Let's censor everybody. Just have one piece of information, CBC or CTV, whoever the state pays the most amount of money. Those are real information. Propaganda. Everything else is fake to that guy. He obviously doesn't have anybody under the age of 20 in his household, because otherwise he'd be like, I'm so sorry you can't buy a house in this country. And I'm also sorry that even when you go and finish university, there's no job for you. With this new liberal government, it's going to be way worse moving forwards. We've already had 10 years and they're moving at record speeds in the wrong direction. Somebody created a meme video on the leaving Canada. That will be 500,000.
Purpose of departure.
Moving to the U.S. for work.
That'll be 500,000.
What? I don't have that.
Then you're not going anywhere.
At the end there, by the way, that guy's famous. We need to go back to Marilyn Gladu. She went from pro-life to pro-choice real quick.
You suddenly changed from being pro-life for years to pro-choice?
Pour les
No, in English.
Okay, sorry. So for people in Canada, I have been consistent when I said that women need to have the right to choose. I obviously have my long faith traditions, but I'm ready to support the rights of women in this country.
But when you ran...
That is not an answer. She still believes in pro-life, but now she needs to just look away because she was offered something. At least I think she was offered something, but I'm going to let you decide because I'm going to show you the next clip. I'm not going to bore you with her entire garbage response on why she floor crossed, but I want you to pay close attention to this part.
I heard you in your speech right now. You seem to be saying your constituents voted for this, and the Liberals. The first person we talked to yesterday in Sarnia, they couldn't believe it. They called you a turncoat. They couldn't believe what you have done. And you're telling us that they want this. I just don't buy it.
Well, all I can say is that I've been listening to my constituents since last summer, and this is what my constituents are saying. This is what they want, and certainly it's going to be good for the riding. We're going to receive the support we need. It's going to be good for the country. I have experience to help build it, and it's good for me personally as well. Thank you.
What? What? And it's what?
Good for me personally as well, and it's good for me personally as well. And it's good for me personally as well.
What did they offer her? Because you can't just, the other stuff, yeah, okay, but it's good for me personally? Excuse me? Where's the police? Where's the police investigation? Check her bank accounts. Check them. Check them now. If you made it this far in the video, you are awesome. You're gonna get the bonus. A reporter from National Post, Paul Morden, spoke with Marilyn Gladu to ask her about the controversial move and its implications. You are not going to believe this. I had a call with Mark Carney to discuss the floor crossing. Well, you can't really get offered anything. That would be illegal. But she worked as a conservative for 10 years just watching everybody else get deals. Interestingly enough, as soon as she decided to cross the floor, she got a phone call from the infrastructure and housing minister's office wanting to work together to get things done for her riding. This is the most explosive news I've ever seen. That means the Liberals are only spending money in Liberal ridings and not spending any money in Conservative ridings. They're luring people over because the Liberals will only spend money on Liberal ridings. This is illegal. This needs a police investigation. You can't do this. We're all Canadian and we're all paying taxes. We all deserve to get funds for projects. We could see here that's not the case. That's it for today's report. What do you think about this Liberal convention? It was quite something, wasn't it? As I record this video, it appears Mark Carney has secured his majority. Buckle up, Canada. Things are gonna get dicey. I'm interviewing two Conservative leader candidates this week. One is Yuri Falmer and Carrie Lynn Finley. This is a tight leadership race, so let's see how they do. I'm going to be asking some tough questions. Make sure you tune into those interviews. I'll see you on the next report.